Okay, well, while you're finishing up, I just want to just keep on eating. But one thing just really excited me is that as I was thinking about this night, I was thinking about all of us and our relationship to food, because we all have some kind of a relationship, whether it's a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship. And there are some things that we do because of something that happened in our past. Well, so over here, I'm walking by and I'm hearing this conversation about the candy bomber, which is interesting because that was one thing I was going to bring up. Because Miss Karen is here, and one of the reasons I wanted Miss Karen to be here is because her relationship to food started, I believe, at that point. Because you were raised in Berlin, right? She was raised in Berlin during the war. She is a survivor of all the air raids, all the things that happened in Berlin.
Wow.
And it was after the war, when, was it Russia blockaded and didn't allow food in anymore. And then, and this is the most amazing part of the story, because as she told it to me, it just tore me up. The enemy, the Allied forces, the enemy, were the ones who started dropping the food in for them, because Russia wanted to have Berlin, and the enemy, the Allies, came in and brought food. And then, if I remember this right, correct me if I'm wrong, there were some soldiers that started handing gum through the fence. Would you like to hear? You want to come up over here so you can be on the camera, Karen, and tell us the story. It's okay. We'll cry with
you. Well, 1948. You have to think Berlin like an egg. The egg yolk was West Berlin, and the white around it was Soviet Union. We had 3 ways in and out. There was by water, train, and the Autobahn. And in April 48, the Soviet Union decided, they saw that West Berlin was starting to build up. So the Soviet Union decided they wanted the whole city. They blocked us off. There was no more freeway in and out. The trucks was lined up for miles and miles with the food to come in, but they couldn't come through because they were blown to pieces when they tried. So the airlines decided we were going to fly all the food in. We were almost 3 million people. They decided to fly all of our food in, but the food was getting too heavy. It was costing too much on fuel. So they had to dehydrate every bit of the food. Your vegetables, your potatoes, your eggs, your milk, everything was dehydrated, and Mama had to put it in water then to bring it back to life. So in 1948, in December, Gail Halverson, what we call now the candy bomber, had 2 sticks of chewing gum in his pocket. And he handed it out through the fence to about 25 children who was watching the food coming in on Tempelhof. What actually was against the law for that man to do that, because we never knew what candy was or chewing gum or anything like that. So the next day, he was called in to his commander, and he said, it was a nice idea, but we can't do it. So the Gail Halverson and all of his friends and buddies, they got together and they collected the C rations, what they had. There was little Hershey candies in the C ration. And they started to tie handkerchiefs on those candy bars. And that is what he started to drop out over a whole West Berlin to us children. And that's the reason why he has been called the candy bomber. Some of us kids wrote him letters and said, how do we know when you come? He said, when you see the airplane wiggling like this, that's when I'm coming. That's how come he got the name of Uncle Wiggle Wings. And the same candy bomber, trying to bring him back every year to Manio. This will be my 18th year doing this. Because he turned 97 on the 10th of October.
It's my birthday.
And, and when I called him and wished him a happy birthday, he said, Karen, I'm waiting to come one more time to Dare County.
Awesome.
But this will be it, he said. And his children said the same thing. He is getting forgetful and he cannot make it too much. So that is my life story.